Yo VC, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 110. That's right, folks, number 110. I found some records this week and we're going to get into them right now. As you can see from the top of the video, I went down to my local Better Days record shop. Yeah, that's right. And inside, I found an entire collection of Bill Evans records. To be precise, 14. Now, if you've been watching the channel for any time at all, you know that I love Bill Evans' playing, and I try to get as many of his records as possible. Today, my Bill Evans collection took a major step forward. Coming in hot, Bill Evans Alone. This is a beautiful record, solo piano. He is by himself. Okay cover on the Verve label. This is not an expensive record. It's very clean in the shrink. You'll probably find this between $10 and $15, but you have to find it. That is the issue with a lot of these Bill Evans records. I was super stoked to find this. Really nice copy of the record. When you're buying Bill Evans, you need to find nice condition because there's a lot of quiet music and you don't want to hear it crackling and carrying on the whole time. So you need to find clean stuff. Bill Evans from left to right. Now this is Bill on the Fender Rhodes electric piano and the Steinway piano, acoustic piano. You see him here on this amazing cover with a hand on both. This is an incredible cover. Look at this. He looks incredibly boss in this photograph. It's on this interesting MGM label. I really like that. Kind of a yin and yang of aqua and silver. Now this record has a lot of strings on it, a lot of slower tempo tunes, kind of bridges the gap between some of Bill's classical and jazz technique. You know, Bill went to college on a classical flute scholarship, so playing is probably informed by a lot of that classical education that he got. Not near as good of a cover, but if you really want to hear Bill play the Rhodes piano, this is a much better record for that. The Bill Evans album, this is a great record. This is great. Now they're playing jazz on this record. Great version of Waltz for Debbie on this. This is a fantastic album. You'll probably find this between $6 and $15. I've passed on it a lot of times because I just didn't know what it was. I thought it looked kind of generic, and I thought, well, that's not one of the cool ones. I'm not going to get that. I should have got it. It's on a Columbia 360 label. If you see this around, you should definitely get it. It's really cool. I love the Rhodes, so it's a no-brainer for me. Only kind of reissue record of the group. This is an 86 OJC New Jazz Conceptions, Bill Evans. This is the first appearance of Waltz for Debbie. It is on the White Riverside label. It's got this clear fantasy inner sleeve, kind of cool. George Horn mastered, so it's probably analog. His first appearance on Riverside. This cover is incredible. It's a beautiful photograph. Bill won a Grammy for this one. Bill Evans, Conversations with Myself. Now this is another solo piano record, but this time he's overdubbing more tracks of himself. So at times there are up to 3 pianos playing. This is a great record, not expensive again. It's on the Black Verve label. really clean. Now, it has a companion record, Further Conversations with Myself, also on the black Verve. Now, this one came out several years after this one. This one's fairly early, and this one's like later 60s. Once again, these are records that I would see in the record shops and just pass on because kind of generic looking covers. But overall, you probably need them in your collection. I mean, those have a mood to them. It's kind of that late night kind of vibe, you know, just really chill and something nice to put on and just kind of relax. Here's a trio record. This is a really good one too. On Riverside, How My Heart Sings, the Bill Evans Trio. This is Bill, Paul, and Chuck Israels on bass. This is a really cool record. Amazing cover. On a black Riverside. This is like maybe a second or third pressing of this record. Sounds great. Bill, he's playing beautifully. You know, if you're a bass player and you're in Bill Evans' band, you have to be somewhat of a beast because that's like part of the dynamic that people have, you know, expect when they go to see Bill Evans. And, you know, that's how it is. They kind of open the track, they play the head, they play some chords, you know, they establish some things, and then a big fat bass solo comes in. So this record is no different. That's how all the trio records are. Really excited to get this. It is a stereo. It is a stereo. So, you know, there's some improvement that could happen. I could find a mono or something, but this is really clean in the shrink. Bill Evans is primarily famous for a lot of his live recordings. So here's one. Bill Evans Trio at Town Hall, February 21st, 1966. Cool looking cover. Now there is an Acoustic Sounds reissue of this record coming from the tapes, you know, the whole deal. This recording marks Bill Evans' first concert appearance in New York City, and the B-side is primarily in tribute to his father, who had died just 3 days prior to the performance. This is just an old Verve copy of it, or OG, and really clean. Plays really nicely. I was glad to find it. Now, this is another record with Chuck Israels and Arnold Weiss on drums. Bill Evans at Montrose, complete with the Grammy hype sticker. This old stereo sounds great, has this amazing looking cover. Now, what makes this recording kind of special is Jack DeJohnette is on drums. Ultimate beast on the drums. So it just adds a little extra flavor to it. And it's just a really cool record. Black Verve label. Freaking castle on the front. I mean, it's amazing. Speaking of Montrose, they did not have Montrose 2, but they did have 3. This is just Bill and Eddie Gomez. For all intents and purposes, it's kind of a solo piano record. But Eddie is there, and, you know, Bill, when he plays, he leaves out a lot of the bass notes of his chords to create sonic territory for the bass guitar, which is very important. That's a hallmark of his playing style. Bill Evans and Eddie Gomez, Montrose 3. Speaking of boss covers, I always love this one. Something about the colors on it just speaks to me. A Simple Matter of Conviction, Eddie Gomez, Shelly Manne, Bill Evans. This is a beautiful record. It's on Verve. Yeah, black Verve label. Just incredible cover, incredible music. You know, this trio is a little bit different. Shelly Manne and Eddie Gomez. They did some great work on Verve. This is not an expensive record. You can find this record for probably under $20 if you can find it in the wild. On eBay, the prices of these things are all over the place. But for the most part, these Verve records that he did are not that expensive, and you should be able to find them. This is the classic trio. Bill Evans, Scott LaFaro, Paul Motion, right? Explorations. I was not that familiar with this record, and it was my favorite of the group. This is a fantastic record, and cool cover. It's on that aqua colored Riverside label. This is like a second or third pressing. Scott LaFaro is such a beast. You know, generally when a bass player solos, that's what the time that you get up. You go get a drink, you go to the bathroom, something like that. Not with Scott LaFaro. He's an absolute virtuoso. He can shred, all out shred. He can play fast. He's super inventive. He comes up with new things to play all the time. He's providing all of this movement in the music. Bill's playing these beautiful chord voicings, and Scott is just playing all this different stuff. He'll kick it into double time. He'll do all these different things that really give the music a dimension that if you were just a basic bass player playing the roots, it wouldn't be near as good. Scott, as we all know, died an early and unfortunate death. And it was a major loss, because for Bill Evans to find Scott and Paul and kind of have this trio of virtuosos playing this beautiful music is really kind of unheard of. Explorations. This is a great record. It's not common at all. Interesting label. These turquoise label releases, you know, they sound great. They're obviously from the tapes. It's like a third pressing. Fantastic. I am just over the moon about getting this. This is easily my favorite of the group. The Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard with the textured cover. That's right. Look at this photo. I compared my recent OJC to this, and the crispness of this photo compared to the OJC is insane. There's no comparison. I don't know why they can't get a good scan of these records, but they just can't. This thing looks beautiful. Textured cover, very early, maybe a second pressing on the blue Riverside label. You know, Jeffrey Lee Puckett recently found Everybody Digs Bill Evans, sort of the same period as this one. I was super happy to see him get that. It's a fantastic pressing. Sounds great. Really clean. Not in the shrink, but super, super clean. Really, really, really happy to get this. Now, the Village Vanguard shows make up this record and this one. Waltz for Debbie, the Bill Evans Trio. Scott, he's playing amazing on this. You know, it's got My Foolish Heart, beautiful sounding track. It's got Waltz for Debbie, a song Bill wrote for his niece, I believe. This is a classic Bill Evans record. I don't know if this is the second set or second night. Not real sure, but this is a very early pressing of the record. Black label, US. This one's mono. This one is a stereo. Yep. Very, very nice. Now, the Japanese pressings look very similar to this, so you gotta really mind your P's and Q's when you're identifying what pressing you have. But this is like a second or third pressing. Really nice record. Pretty clean in the shrink, by the way. And I'm really glad that I got these records. And to whomever had them before me, they're staying together. You know, instead of being pieced out to a bunch of different people, this little Bill Evans collection gets to stay in one piece and stay in my collection probably for years to come. So I kind of think that's nice. I really do. So anyway, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave some comments down below. I got a lot of cool things coming. So until we meet again, that's right, folks. Bob out.